November 13th, 1993.
I can't find him.
Mortal Kombat changed the face of gaming.
I don't know where he is.
It's
I don't know where he is. Look at all that. Where is he? I think he's talking to himself.
I'll never know where to take down. I'll never know where to take down. It's okay now.
What are you doing?
Never know. It's okay.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Are you kidding me?
What are you doing?
It's Mortal Monday over again. It's Mortal Monday over again. Look, Mortal Kombat. It's Kino. It's Sub-Zero. It's Scorpion. It's Johnny Cage. It's Shang Tsung. It's Goro. It's all the originals.
Why don't you tell them where we're at?
Well, I can say it like this. Not only are we an epically amazing arcade here, but it is truly game on. What's up, Lounge Rockstars? How you doing? Sonic Bus Ride 1025 here. We are back. We are back on tour again. I am so excited here, and the first time ever here. We are in Medford, New Jersey. I have found an amazing place that has actually a combination of everything that is not only retro arcade-wise, but also retro consoles, an amazing, comfortable space that is truly for gamers, a nice, comfortable, cushiony space right there with all the aesthetics that makes everything fun about gaming, couch co-op, arcades, consoles, everything here. This is Game On here in Medford, New Jersey right here. Very, very excited here. Thanks to my amazing girlfriend Katie here. She actually discovered this place. And guys, so with that said, guys, it is game on. So first thing I know about this place, comfortability. And I immediately see couches and consoles from that current gen PS5, PS4. I see a Wii system down there. I heard this place was like old school, like there's like GameCube, there's like the Wii for wireless down there, GameCube controllers down there. It's really amazing here because this is our first arcade that has the actual couch co-op console experience here. I think that is amazing because, you know, you go to arcade and some kids, you know, grow up in this current generation of consoles with like PS5, PS4, PC, you know, the Fortnite games. But there's also other people like us, Sega Genesis kids, Nintendo kids. It's literally the way it used to be. Also, I'm surrounded with some of the godfathers and some of the originators and some of the most influential arcade games in history here. I think that is just a true amazing combination of something for everyone here. Like I said, game on right here, under $10 an hour, guys. And I think what's really amazing about this is not only is it under $10 an hour for arcades, but also for consoles. You know, I want to buy a PlayStation 2 again, Atari again, but we may not want to spend the money to be able to buy the consoles again, but like the chance, you know what, relive those nostalgia days. Those every 90s gamer either played this, had it for the consoles. It was truly arcade basketball, like to the max. Like it's still remembered as only one of the greatest basketball games of all time, one of the greatest arcade experiences of all time. I remember hours on end. Sega Genesis, using the password system. I think even the presidents, like all sorts of wonderful things. It truly was like that gaming phenomenon where it's like using the password system, and truly something that I will never forget. I will never stop playing NBA Jam. There was a tournament edition NBA Jam, but it's only the second I've ever seen actual the 4-player NBA Jam cabinets in the wild right here, and it's right here, Game On, and it's Game On right here every time, because you don't have to be a basketball fan. I've seen non-basketball fans absolutely spend hours playing NBA Jam. And if you remember NBA Jam, tell us who are some of your favorite arcade experiences right here, because truly one of my favorite ultimate experiences right here, NBA Jam. Gaming history right here. Asteroids, synonymous gaming. It's one of the true Asteroids, Space Invaders, Pac-Man, the true pioneers. Like arcades were coming into their own, but in reality, Asteroids, one of the three that truly set the standard for early 80s arcades, and really this phenomenon that we know as arcade gaming, and Asteroids is truly one of the three that absolutely was like the peak of like arcade history. Speaking of history, guys, Donkey Kong, Shigeru Miyamoto, you know, Shigeru Miyamoto's Donkey Kong, synonymous with gaming history. And we're really about this one right here. It's actually Donkey Kong Jr., and it looks like multiple Donkey Kong games in one cabinet right here. It's got the aesthetic of the original Donkey Kong cabinet that we all remember, but with the ability to play multiple Donkey Kong experiences in one arcade cabinet. Thank you.
Now, the question is, can you get to the top?
We are gonna try. It's unique right here. This is tapping. There's a story behind this. So, as years went by, this was turned into root beer tap for obvious reasons, because obviously, you know, the subject of gaming and alcohol, like in one game, obviously, a lot of kids go to arcades, but this is actually an original tapper machine. This is not a root beer tapper, this is tapper. And you can tell because it's got the original actual controllers with the Budweiser, where the guy is serving actual beer. Again, they changed the root beer tapper. So this is like one of the first time I've ever not only seen root beer tapper, but this is actually the original tapper from Bally Midway. So what I like about this place right here is I'm seeing a lot of game history in kind of like one mix here. Again, tapper, the original tapper, not just root beer tapper. You remember root beer tapper, but this is tapper, and it has the actual Budweiser original controls on it. Very, very amazing to see. Of course, we all know what fighting games are, okay? From the Mortal Kombats to Street Fighters, we're sure to get to. But this is Karate Champ from Daddy East from 1984. It's actually one of the godfathers of the fighting game genre right here. So that's a Street Fighter, such an impactful arcade experience, and we're just the experience. Fun fact, in like children's statues like a Karate Champ machine, I used to play all the time before going in.
Karate champ?
I was never a Karate Champ, but again, it was
You
such
look like you doing the bathroom dance. Like, yes.
it was such a simple like experience, but again, when I was being like Karate Champ, it's one of the things I love about those things. It's seeing the game that set the standard for what we have nowadays in the industry. And games like Karate Champ are Wally and Street Fighter. Speaking of Street Fighter, guys, of course. In the late 80s, arcades were becoming a massive thing. Arcades were closing, they weren't really the phenomenon that they were in the 80s with like Donkey Kong, Asteroids, and Space Invaders, and even back then. But in 1991, Capcom changed everything right here. This is Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition right here. It really brought that element of going back to the arcade. That 1v1 experience to wanting to learn combos, wanting to learn, you know, wanting to feel like a gamer again in the arcade. You know, there's like a $quarter machine, and then you're gonna play, and then prove that you could be the best, and you could kick butt and be the top at what you do, and be like a supreme gamer, as you know, play as a boss. Because honestly, this is when, you know, Street Fighter, the original Street Fighter, nobody's counting right you. But with this one, you could play as a Victor Scott, Mad Bison, Barrock, Fangio. You know, you could play as these characters, but this right here, you know, and again, what's really funny is that a lot of the arcade series we've done, I haven't seen many Street Fighter games in the wild like this. So, to see an original Champion Edition pack, you have to stop, because as much as we talk about the game history with Donkey Kong and like Q-Bert and Asteroids, what Street Fighter 2 did for the gaming industry was absolutely phenomenal. You know what? Let's give it a shot.
Come on, kick her butt. There you go.
arcade here that we're capturing in New Jersey, but this is where the best arcade of South Jersey in 2020. So truly an amazing place if you're in South Jersey, Medford, New Jersey area. This place absolutely worth checking out because my key word here for this, comfortability. This is gaming comfortability in every which way possible. Do I hear? Oh my god.
I don't know how to play.
Are you playing Mortal Kombat? Guys, this is a proud moment for me. She's playing Mortal Kombat, guys. She's Raiden, and she's fighting Scorpion. I mean, I love Scorpion, but go team! She's in round 3 right now. Let's see how it's going.
Oh, hey. I had him.
You want to try again?
No, I had him. He just slipped through my fingers. I may be out of experience. I try one more time. Okay. Did you see that ball? Did you see that ball? That ball was trying to mess with me.
It's like a Pac-Man arcade come to life.
Act 1.
So if you don't know about the fun fact about this one, Act 1 is actually one of the first cutscenes in gaming history, is when Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man actually meet. So this is a actual throwback to Act 1, one of the real cutscenes in gaming history, when Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man meet. I think it's an amazing throwback.
That is so cool. You know what would be really cool is if they had this as like a toilet paper holder, and you could just go.
School wrestling fans, guys, I'm talking about this is Wrestle Fest. Of course, is so iconic. You know, if you know about Wrestle Fest and like what it brought to wrestling gaming, really like one of the forefront of like the best wrestling game of all time. You know, Wrestle Fest, how fun that was. Before Wrestle Fest, we had WWE Superstar from America, Texas Incorporated right here. We're talking Macho Man, Randy Savage, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan, Andre Giant, Miss Elizabeth, Young Man, Big Boss Man, Teddy DiBiase, pop WWF in the 80s, pop culture. You may not have been a big wrestling fan, but you knew these names right here. Simpsons Arcade from Konami is truly synonymous. Every top 10 arcade list of greatest arcade games of all time, you will find this one right here. I must have dropped hundreds of dollars in quarters at my local skating rink when they had it back in the day right here. But if you're not familiar with it, it's the classic Konami beat 'em up. Of course, brawlers in the early 90s became a really popular thing with like Final Fight, Streets of Rage. You know, brawlers were a big thing in the early 90s, and Konami took an established franchise like The Simpsons and not only turned it into this amazing 4-player co-op beat-em-up game, but also turned it into one of the best arcade games of any generation.
I used to have a...
Well, everyone, it truly was game on. Getting to see such amazing experiences with a combination of console games, couch co-op, again, gaming comfortability. That is what Game On is all about. You know, getting to sit down and like for an hour get to play couch co-op like N64, the Wii, GameCube with the wireless controllers on a comfortable couch, while also experiencing this amazing arcade experience like the Simpsons arcade, WWE Superstars, Mortal Kombat, Tron, Tapper. What a wonderful time around here. If you're ever in the Medford, New Jersey area, guys, stop on by. Game On, something for everyone, gaming comfortability of every generation.